The time has come! The sky is blue and the grass is green. Oh!
Get out of here, loser!
It is finally happening. I, Parker Yu, am crossing the threshold that all YouTubers aim to do when they sell out to someone who has more money than them. Making a movie. An animated short film specifically. But yeah, this is a rite of passage I never thought I'd see on this channel, because when most YouTubers announce a movie, it's usually when they're millions of subscribers in the game. And this channel's almost there, so
why wait?
Now there's really no need for secrecy on this project because I'm already advertising on the Instagram and stuff, so I'm happy to tell you what this cartoon pilot is about. But before I get into any of that, I need to quickly address this elephant in the room. Oh shit!
My back!
So as you can see, I've been knocked on my back and I can't really move. With this extra time, I might as well also address the question a few skeptics here may have. How could a person who made memes and YouTube poop be capable of making a movie? They're not the same. And to quote every TikTok therapy channel, that feeling is valid. Just because someone can scrounge up little funny videos in their room, that doesn't mean they can also direct an entire narrative while also leading a crew of multiple departments. There was a similar sentiment when fans found out I was making a Smash Bros. Fan series, and then people came out and said they were genuinely surprised that the show had somewhat competent production value. Anyone can cook, Ratatouille stuff. Wait a minute. Wait, I know At this point, I could do a deep dive into the 5 years of film school I took part in, but I'm not going to do that. The important thing to know is that I too was just another one of those kids with a camera trying to make their place in the world. Creating cartoons and telling stories was one of my favorite things to do, and while no one really dissuaded me from choosing that pathway, a lot of people didn't believe I'd actually go anywhere with it.
Oh, come on!
And to quote the TikTokers again, that's valid. Parker Yu in college was a teensy tiny ant on a hill filled with thousands of other artists, many of which were more talented and experienced. It was difficult to get street cred even in my hometown, which is why when I was 19, I decided to do something bold and dumb. Make a pitch for an entire cartoon pilot, and then proceed to make that short film. Because this pilot was tossed around in studio pitch spaces, I won't say the name of it, so instead I'll just use assets from this card game I made. Many sleepless nights, a ton of studies on cinema techniques, and so many crashes on my computer. It broke me, guys. But then it was finished, and the rest is history. Or lack thereof. You can pour your blood, sweat, tears into something, and there's no guarantee people will ever watch it. This pilot didn't really get any attention at all. It goes without saying, getting rejected kinda sucks. Whether it's for a job or for a relationship, being told no when you work up the courage to make a move is just a huge blow. Take this time I was at a cafe, for example.
Hey, can I see that for a second? No.
But many years have passed since then, and not to make this too emotional or anything, but I actually forgot how much I loved making cool stuff. It's why I started posting content on YouTube in the first place. And when you take into account what was discussed in my recent video on animation, this is the time for indie creation. So many people break their backs making content in hopes to be noticed by a big studio. But even when I talk about my old pilot, I'm using assets from a card game I made for fun on the side. Instead of waiting for something great to happen, we as creators can take a step forward and make something ourselves. So right now, I'm not really keen on forming my own studio, largely because I don't expect much of my YTP audience to follow this, but I am set to release this pilot for free. There's a lot planned for this short film, including a trading card roleplay campaign, a potential book, and also some pretty cool merch. And with all those pieces in motion, this is what the movie will be about. Randy Rejects is a story about puppets from a famous children's TV program who must fight to save their lives when the entire film industry enters a brutal manhunt after them. So if that does interest you in any way, you can support the film by literally just liking and subscribing. Now before I leave for the day, I should also mention that this channel will not be overrun by Randy Rejects content. I'll be posting about this pretty conservatively because I don't want this to be the next mascot of the Parker Yu brand. There isn't going to be a moment where Grumpy Munch the Trash Dragon shouts, "Cool it with the nerd sh to rip the raptor." Anyway, that's pretty much it. Even if this doesn't sound like your cup of tea, I'd still encourage you to check it out. So much of my humor, style, and sense of timing that comes from my YTPs can also be found here, except in this one, it's characters from a card game instead of a Netflix show. Anyway, if you don't really like movies, that's valid because... Who are you?
I'm you from the future, and you gotta stop saying feelings are valid. What if you tell that to a serial killer?
Why is your voice deeper? I already hit puberty.
Don't change the subject, shithead. You've been watching TikTok therapy instead of going to an actual therapist, haven't you?
What the? No, I don't even have the app. Jeez, what are you doing with that baseball bat?
Can't let you make this movie. You're gonna put in non-credible psychology statements. I will do what I must to stop you.
Ugh. Well, you know, I can't say I agree, but your feelings are valid. Ow!